Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Daniel's son. Um, I've already done a few um, plant-based food reviews. I think I've done three total. Um, I was shopping the other day, and I get this every once in a while to make like sandwiches and stuff. And was thinking to myself, this would actually make a good review. I've done one Gardein burger review, and I've done a Beyond Meat sausage review and a Beyond Meat Beyond Burger review. And there's very few people that actually talk about this. So I decided to get this and talk about this today for my plant-based food review. I've been eating this for years, ever since 2016. And actually, let me show you this real quick. This is actually plant-based. This is vegan. This is supposed to represent or be a copy of smoked turkey lunch meat. Um, Let me read you a little bit of information on the back, the nutrition facts. Total fat, 3.5 grams. Saturated fat, 0. Cholesterol, 0. Sodium actually is a little bit high. It is 350 milligrams, so that's pretty high. That's the only negative thing about this. Carbohydrates, 5%. The protein is 13%, which is really super high. Potassium, 280 milligrams, which is pretty good. But it has no cholesterol, no saturated fat, very little total fat. Fiber is 1 gram. Sugar is 1 gram. So that's actually really, actually fairly healthy for you. Not including the high sodium, which is pretty much any food you can buy, except, if you buy like fresh fruits or fresh vegetables, maybe. But anything processed, just about all of it has like real high sodium. Let me show you what this actually looks like, real quick. I've been eating this for years. Um, I went vegan or plant-based, what was it, February 3rd, 2016. Um, a lot of people do not know this. A lot of people know I'm vegan or plant-based, but they didn't know that before 2016, for my entire life up until 2016, my diet was basically carnivore. My diet was basically meat and dairy only. That's the only thing I ate. Very few fruits, very few vegetables. It was just like um, meat and dairy. And I had a friend that knew that I was an animal lover. She went vegan a few years before me, and she gave me a lot of information. She thought I would be interested in knowing the truth about slaughterhouses and stuff like that. So she gave me some information, and I took it home and took in all this information and watched some videos and read some books about slaughterhouses and what they did to animals. And I picked out a day that week, and I went from um, nothing but meat and dairy, and I went vegan or plant-based one day. I was just like, I am not contributing to this kind of extreme suffering in animals anymore. So I went vegan February 3rd, 2016. So I've only been vegan for a few years. But this is actually one of the first plant-based vegan foods that I started eating back then. They are so much better now, um, because um, 2016 wasn't that long ago. It was like not quite 5 years ago. But even that period of time, um, plant-based and vegan foods were good, but they weren't that good. But nowadays, there's so many vegan plant-based companies coming out, and they have to compete with each other. So they're making their products as good as possible, realistic as possible, and try to be as inexpensive as possible. So the quality of plant-based and vegan foods are way, way better than they used to be even like 5 years ago, even better like 3 years ago, because they're all competing with each other. But this particular one is called plant-based deli slices hickory smoke. This is supposed to be the alternative, the plant-based alternative to smoked turkey slices. Let me go ahead and show you. Um, it doesn't really look like smoked turkey sausages. Not really, but to me, that really doesn't matter. I've been eating this when I first tried this 5 years ago. I wasn't quite sure what to think about it because I was so used to eating, um, like turkey slices, and it would be very specific in the consistency and the taste. And when I went to this, the consistency wasn't exact same, and the taste wasn't exactly the same. So I was like, I wasn't quite sure what to think about it. But the more I ate this, the better I liked it. Every time I ate it, the more I liked it, until if I went back to real turkey now, I would probably get sick. So it's just actually what you're used to. Um, any kind of changes in food, most people are like, I don't like it, until they get used to it, and then they like it. Um, but the consistency to this isn't exactly the same. It isn't. It isn't exactly the same consistency and how it chews and everything. But to me, the important thing is the taste, and the taste is actually, it's not exactly like smoked turkey slices, but it's pretty close. It has actually a really good um, taste to it. There's some good spices in here. Smokiness. It's actually got like rosemary and different herbs and stuff like that in here. So it is pretty close to smoked deli slices, but not exactly the same. But I'm used to this now, and I think it's killer. Um, Make sandwiches out of it. Put some like vegan plant-based mayonnaise. To me, I'd rather have that than like the real thing. This is actually, um, I think it's like $4 for a 5.5 ounce. So this might be a little bit more expensive than some of the cheaper real smoked turkey in the lunch meat case, because some of those are like really cheap. This is a little bit more expensive than some of those, but I actually prefer this now for several different reasons. I'm used to it now. It tastes good to me. And even if it was even more expensive, even if this was like $5 or $6, I would still prefer to buy this than the real like smoked turkey or any ham or anything like that, because I feel better about myself not contributing to that kind of extreme animal suffering and torture. That's exactly what slaughterhouses are. So I would I would spend a lot more to get this than the real turkey, just because I don't want to contribute to anything like that anymore, like I used to. But I do recommend this. The Beyond Meat product is superior of any plant-based company that I've tried, but the Tofurky is actually really good, and I actually like it now better than the real thing, than like real turkey. So if you get a chance, they have like 5 or 6 different varieties of this, of the deli slices. So just pick up one. This is my favorite actually. So just pick up one and try it. If you don't like it, go to something else. Tofurky actually has sausages and stuff that are actually killer. But anyway, that's it for my review. I recommend this and I like it. So that's it for my review, and I will be back with something else later. See ya.